Yo, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Light Talks Football, and welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing all right today. And yeah, if you're tired of the international break, well, I have some good news. The Premier League is back, the football is back, and there's not going to be any more international break until November, which is in about a month's time. So yeah, so these next 5 to 7 games, we'll have some football, and then it's the November international break, and that'll be it until March 2026. So yeah, so the international break is over for October, and the Premier League is back. So it's good news to everyone who loves the Premier League and is supporting their club, which is in the Premier League this season. So yeah, so since the Premier League is back, as you know, people, I do the prediction. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video, going over game week 8 Premier predictions. And we've got some good games. We've got the London derby between Fulham, which is in West, and Arsenal, which is in North London. We got Tottenham Aston Villa, which is a good game. But the game of the weekend is this Sunday, the big one, the biggest rivalry in the Premier League, the Northwest derby, if you want to call it. Liverpool versus Manchester United. One team is trying to bounce back after losing three in a row in all competition. Another team is trying to get Ruben Amorim to get no one team in the other hand, you know, is trying to get back-to-back wins under Ruben Amorim for the first time. Because the last time Man United got back-to-back wins was in May 2024. May 2024. That feels like almost 1.5 years ago since they got back-to-back win. And also heard a stat that says Ruben Amorim has only managed one win per month, which is absolutely crazy. So, listen, could Man United get back-to-back wins, or can Liverpool bounce back, or could this game be another draw like it was to last season and the season before? We shall wait to see. But that's the game of the weekend: Liverpool versus Man United at Anfield. So it's going to be a very good one. But yeah, before we get into that prediction, make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification as well. And at the end of this video, I'll ask you guys to give your predictions in the comments down below. And if you got yours, then I will react to them as soon as I can. So without further ado, people, the Premier League is back, and it's time for me to do my Premier predictions for game week number 8. So here we go, people. All right, so the first game, of course, is the lunchtime kickoff, and it is Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. Of course, Nottingham Forest are still looking for their first win on the Big Ange, because the last 7 games in all competition, it has been 2 draws and 5 losses. But whereas for Chelsea, they're looking to hopefully have a one of form after an impressive and a huge win against the Premier League champions Liverpool about 2 weeks ago. Now I'm not going to talk about this too much because I will be doing a preview for that tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. But listen, if Chelsea want to prove me wrong, and I'm gonna and they don't and they want me to say they're on a title race, this is the game where we have to win. And over the next 5 games, we got Sunderland at home, Tottenham away, Wolves at home, and Burnley away. This is the time for us Chelsea, yeah, to go on a winning form. Because I said this at the beginning of last season, we had Fulham, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Brentford, Man United, Brighton, all of these teams. And we've already had 3 wins in that time. Fulham, West Ham, and who else? And yeah, sorry, 2 wins against these games that we should win. And of course we did beat Liverpool, but they're the Premier League champions. But Fulham and West Ham, the only wins we got. So all the next 5 to 7, let me read you Chelsea. Actually, no, I'll save that one for tomorrow. So but yeah, but listen, I expect Chelsea to win this game and to put more pressure on Ange Postecoglou. So for this game, tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Chelsea win. Of course, because I feel we are gonna concede, because we used to. concede Ange Postecoglou, especially away from home. But I'm confident we're going to win because Ange Postecoglou has never ever gotten a single point against Chelsea. And what I mean is that 4 games, 0 wins, 0 draws, 4 defeats. He has never beaten Chelsea, let alone getting a draw. So I expect that one to continue. And I'm hoping that Chelsea do not be a charity club and give Ange Postecoglou his first Chelsea win. I just hope because you never know. Chelsea always give teams, Man United, Brighton, Everton, all of these teams. You know what I mean? So Chelsea, I hope they don't be a charity FC and don't give Forest any win tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna bet my team to win 2-1. Goal scorers, I'm gonna go for I might go for Kukwe to score on this one and maybe and hopefully Joe Pedro, but it might be Estevao. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, 2-1 Chelsea is going to be my prediction for that game on Saturday. Then the next game, of course, is Brighton versus Newcastle. Of course, Newcastle. Let me just have a check on last week's results so that I won't get confused. So let's just see. So Newcastle beat Nottingham Forest 2-0, which I did say, so I got that correct. Whereas for Brighton, they drew 1-1 to Wolves away from home. So listen, now many people are thinking that Brighton are going to win this game, but Newcastle, the last away games have been draws, and they drew away to Bournemouth, they drew away to Leeds United. Who else did they drew to? I've forgotten who they draw to, but the last 3 games, away games, have been draws. You know what I mean? They have been draws. For Brighton, they can do good at home, but they drew to Fulham, they drew to Wolves, they drawn to so many teams, and they did beat Chelsea and all those teams. But Brighton sometimes can go up and down a little bit. But for Brighton, especially away from home, they're just like in the middle. They cannot win, they cannot lose, so all they do is draw. So for this game, and also, most of Newcastle's away draws have been 0-0. And if you guys think I'm lying, listen to this. So let me read out Newcastle's away games. So look at this. Against Bournemouth, 0-0. Against Leeds United, 0-0. 1 second. Aston Villa away, 0-0. So every time Newcastle go away from home, they draw and it's a 0-0. So for me, I feel like I'm gonna go for a 0-0 draw, even though I don't think it might happen. I don't think it might happen. But listen, actually no, I don't expect it to be a 0-0 draw, unless I do, because Newcastle do draw away. You know what, yeah? I'm gonna go for 0-0 because it looks like every time Newcastle go away from home, it's gonna be 0-0. But I have this feeling, yeah, that it's not gonna be a draw. I mean, it's not gonna be a 0-0. It might be 1-1. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, but if you want me to be, well, I'm just gonna go for a 1-1 instead. Let me go for 1-1 because I feel like Newcastle would definitely score because of Voldemar looking really good for Newcastle so far. But yeah, it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. And, Brighton, they drew to Wolves. I expected them to win. Newcastle, our good team, but away from home they draw. So I expected them to get another draw away from home. So yeah, 1-1 in that game. Goal score for Brighton. Maybe Danny Welbeck. For Newcastle, I'm gonna go for Voldemort to score because he's looking good for Newcastle. I can't lie to you. So yeah, 1-1. All right. The next one is two promotive teams facing each other. Burnley versus Leeds United. Of course, Leeds United lost to Tottenham at home, whereas for Burnley, they lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. Now I tell you what, yeah, Leeds United away from home, their last game was a win against Wolves, but Burnley do look good at home. I believe Burnley's last home game was against Liverpool, I think. Let me just check. What was Burnley's last sorry. Let me just check. Burnley's last home game was against Forest actually, and they drew 1-1. Burnley at home are good. They're really good at home, and I remember that they beat Leeds last season. So yeah, and Burnley do not tend to concede goals at home as well. Of course, they did do against Nottingham Forest, but at home they're really good defensively. So for this game, I feel like Leeds United might get something, but Burnley at home, yeah, very difficult. Very difficult. So for this game on Saturday, I'm gonna go for a Burnley win of 2-0. I feel like I feel like Leeds will score, but Burnley defensively, especially at Turf Moor, can be difficult. They really can, and Burnley sometimes do play low block. So yeah, for this game, I'm gonna go for a Burnley 2-0 win. I feel like they will bounce back and they'll get the 3 points. And imagine, yeah, if all three promoted teams stay up this season, that would be amazing because I can't remember the last time that ever happened to a promoted team. So yeah, 2-0 Burnley. I don't know who's going to be the goal scorers, but all I know is that it's going to be all I know is that Burnley are going to win this game. So I'm going to go 2-0 to them. Boy, the next game, I'm looking forward to this one. Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. Of course, Bournemouth got a win against Fulham on a Friday night, whereas the Crystal Palace, their unbeaten one, especially in all competitions, came to an end because Jack Grealish scored a late goal to win that game 2-1. So Crystal Palace did finally lose under Livia Glasner since God knows when. But listen, this is going to be a really good game because Semenyo so far this season has been one of the best left wingers ever. Especially that's his second goal against Fulham. The way he just scored that from a tight angle is just ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to this one. Semenyo up against who can I say Crystal Palace's best player is? Maybe Philip Mateta. I'm not quite sure who, but this is a really good game, man. I'm certainly going to be watching that game, and I'm going to surprise you lot on Saturday as well, and how I'm going to be watching that. But for this game, I'm going to go for a draw on this one. I feel like Crystal Palace are at home, you know, though, but Bournemouth are a really good team. They really are. For this game, I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna go for a draw because Bournemouth are a good team. If I'm looking at the table right now as well, if I look at the table, give me a second. Yeah, look at this. Bournemouth on fourth place. They are on the same points as Tottenham, in third. Do I think that Bournemouth are going to finish in the Champions League? No. But I tell you what, Bournemouth, man, if they can keep, I feel like they can surprise me. I feel like Bournemouth might be the team that might finish in Europe because they could have done that either last season or 2 seasons ago, but they couldn't. Like Bournemouth are a good team, so Arion is doing a fantastic job. So I'm looking forward to this game. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw because both teams are good. You know, Crystal Palace are at home, so that's gonna be difficult. If this game was at the Bournemouth Stadium, maybe I'll select Bournemouth to win, but I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. I'm looking forward to this game. Goal scorers, I'm gonna go for Philip Mateta, maybe Adam Walton. For Bournemouth, I'm gonna go for Semenyo to score a brace. So yeah, 2-2 draw. So looking forward to that game on Saturday. I'm definitely gonna be watching that one. Then the next one, of course, is Manchester City versus Everton. Of course, Everton got that huge win against Crystal Palace, ended their unbeaten record. For Man City, though, they just managed to beat Brentford by a goal to nil. And Erling Haaland, man, boy, this guy is on fire right now. I tell you what, yeah, both him and Harry Kane, and maybe Mbappe as well, have been one of the best strikers so far this season. All three of them. I don't know who else for, but those three, Mbappe, Harry Kane, and Haaland, for me, best strikers so far this season. And I tell you what, yeah, if one of them can win them the league, the Champions League, and hopefully win a quadruple, I've no doubt that that person, that player, could win the Ballon d'Or. It might be Harry Kane, it might be Mbappe, it might be Haaland, but whoever it is, them three have been looking good. And Erling Haaland, man, boy, another hat trick, in their last game against Norway. And I saw a stat that says he's the quickest player to reach 50 goals for his country. Like, that is crazy, And he did it in 46 games. 50 goals in 46 games in Norway, just crazy. Like, this guy ain't human, man. He's not human. He's like an AI or something. So this guy's on fire. But yeah, Man City. I mean, listen. I put Man City in third place, but you know what? Yeah, they're in a title race because as it stands right now, they're on 13 points and also on 16. So if Manchester City beat Bournemouth, sorry, Everton, and let's say that Arsenal and Liverpool drop points, then Man City will be in first place for I can't remember the last time Man City went in first place. But can you imagine if Man City, a team that lost to Brighton, to Tottenham in August, but then they're on top of the league after game week 8? That would be crazy. So, but yeah, Everton are a really good team. And Jack Grealish, by the way, will return to the Etihad. So this is basically the Jack Grealish derby. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. For this game though, it's tough to predict, but I'm gonna go for Man City 2-1 win because Everton are a good team. They really are. But at the Etihad Stadium, yeah, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult indeed. So yeah, I'm gonna edge Man City to win this game by 2 goals to 1. Everton goal scorer, I would love it to be Jack Grealish. I really would. For Man City though, I'm gonna go for Erling Haaland to score and also Phil Foden to score as well. So yeah, 2-1 Man City. They're all just about get the job done because it's at the Etihad Stadium. So there we go. All right, the next game is Sunderland versus Wolves. Of course, Sunderland lost to Man United, but look at the table, they're in ninth place. Ninth place. But for Wolves, though, contrast to that, they're rock bottom. They've only got 2 points, and they did drew in the last 2 games, but they're still the only team so far this season looking for their first win in the Premier League. Because 0 draws, two draws, and 5 defeats is not particularly that great. And those draws were at home to Wolves, to Brighton, and away to Tottenham. So Wolves are still looking for their first win this season. But for Sunderland, though, I believe their home record is actually good. Let me just see. Let me see Sunderland's. Let me just have a look at Sunderland's last a couple of games at home. So this their home record, by the way. So Sunderland, due to Aston Villa, they beat Brentford, and they beat West Ham. So Sunderland so far have only conceded 1 goal at home, and that was against Brentford. They kept a clean sheet against West Ham, and they kept a clean sheet against who else? Actually, no, they no. Actually, yeah, they. But so far, 2 wins and a draw in the last 3 home games. It's not that bad for Sunderland. It really isn't that bad. And like I said, I'm changing my mind. Sunderland will stay up. I had them in rock bottom, but for me, they're staying up. And when we get to halfway through to the season, I'll change my Premier League table prediction. So there we go. But yeah, for this game, there's no doubt Sunderland are going to win because Wolves, I don't know how long they're gonna get this win, but I don't think they'll do it against Sunderland, especially at the Stadium of Light. So for this game, I'm gonna go for a Sunderland. Think they might concede though. I think so. Yeah, Sunderland will concede, but they're gonna get this win. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1. I still believe that Wolves are still not gonna get this win. And I don't. Their Wolves will get this win this season, but I don't know which game and how long they're gonna take to win a game in the Premier League. But yeah, Sunderland will win this game 2-1. I don't know who's gonna be scoring for them. For both teams, but yeah, Sunderland will get this win. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Sunderland win. Now, the next game, of course, is the London Derby, which is Fulham versus Arsenal. Now, this game is interesting because let me read you the stats for this one. Fulham have only won one of their last 14 Premier League games against Arsenal, and that victory came in December 2023, which I believe it was New Year's Eve on that time. Indeed, the Cottagers have conceded at least once in the last 20 um, against the Gunners in the competition. After winning five successive league visits to Fulham from 23rd 2012 to 13 to 2022 to 2023 season, Arsenal failed to win at Craven Cottage in both their last two campaigns. A draw, which was last season, and a loss, which was 2 seasons ago. The Gunners failed to win more consecutive league visits to Fulham in April 1962, which is 6 times. Arsenal have only lost one of their 18 London derbies in the Premier League, a 1-0 home defeat in West Ham in February, which was last season. Indeed, since the start of 2022-23 season, the Gunners have only lost one of their 18 away league matches against fellow London sides, although that was Fulham in the December in was 2 seasons ago. Fulham have won both their last two Premier League home games, lastly winning 3-0 at Craven Cottage in December 2023, and that was also against Arsenal. The Gunners are looking to avoid defeat in each of their last opening four home matches of the season for the first time since 2011 to 2012 season. And finally, since facing 22 socks against Man United on match day 1, Arsenal have restricted their opponents to fewer than 10 shots in all six of their Premier League games. The last side to face fewer than 10 shots in more consecutive matches in the competition were Liverpool from April to August 2022. While the Gunners themselves have never had a longer one on Opta's records in the league from 2003 to 4 season. So when you see these stats here, it's absolutely crazy. Like, since match day 1, Arsenal have never let the opponent, have more than 10 shots. They had 10 less. You know what I mean? But the other side is that, Fulham are unbeaten at home against Arsenal in the last two games, and they unbeaten at home this season. So, listen, could Fulham be Arsenal's bogey team? Because look at the stats, it's absolutely crazy. And also, I saw a stat that says Arsenal in the last 6 games they faced Fulham, they've only won three. Only won three, which is absolutely crazy. Now, those three came from 2 seasons ago when Arsenal drew 1-1, they lost 2-1, their last season they drew 1-1. So, this is absolutely crazy. But listen, Arsenal have to win this game. They're on top of the league, and and if Mikel Arteta wants to win the Premier League, this is the game where he cannot drop points because he knows his record at Craven Cottage in the last two visits hasn't been that great and also need to win. It's a tough game, for Arsenal, but they have to win. They simply have to win this game. So yeah, Fulham are good at home, but Arsenal are stronger. They got Saka, they got Saliba, they got, Zubimendi, all of these players, Victor Gyökeres. This is their time to not drop points against Fulham, especially at Craven Cottage. So for this game on Saturday, even though I think it's going to be a draw, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. I feel like they are gonna nick it just a little bit. They are gonna nick it. So yeah, 2-1 Arsenal. I think they will concede, because Fulham, because Arsenal do concede to Fulham a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1 Arsenal. Goal scorers, I'm gonna go for Bukayo Saka and maybe Victor Gyökeres. For Fulham, I'm gonna go for maybe Alex Iwobi. I would love him to score against his former club. So yeah, 2-1 Arsenal. They're gonna win, and they have to. They have to. So yeah, there you go on that one. All right, Sunday's game, which is only 2 games, it's Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa. Of course, Tottenham got that win against Leeds United away from home. But for Aston Villa, though, it looks like they're starting to pick up because after not getting wins in the Premier League, Aston Villa are now got 2 wins in a row. And this is absolutely crazy. Aston Villa, by the way, who was in a relegation zone, have got back-to-back wins this season than Manchester United. Absolutely crazy. Like, look at this. you know, ever since that 1-1 draw against Sunderland, you know, they beat Bologna 1-0. They beat Fulham 1. Sorry, Fulham, yeah, 3-1. They beat Feyenoord away from home, which is a difficult place, but they managed to get there, managed to win 2-0. And they beat Burnley. So Villa, by the way, have got 4 wins in a row in all competition, which is more than Man United. So if I was a Man United fan, I'll be fuming that Aston Villa have got back-to-back wins in the Premier League and Man United still cannot. It's absolutely crazy, man. But listen, they're up against a Tottenham team who've only lost once so far this season, and that was against Bournemouth. Can you believe it? They've only lost once, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, looking at the Premier League table right now, Aston Villa are in 13th, but for Tottenham, they're in third place. Now, this is the interesting bit. If Arsenal lose to Fulham, and let's say that Liverpool, drop points as well, and most of Man City drop points, to Everton, Tottenham could be top of the league, And the last time that ever happened was 2 seasons ago under Ange, but now they got Thomas Frank. So I tell you what, Thomas Frank is doing a good job, He really is, So this game is going to be tough to predict because as Villa are starting to pick up, but for Tottenham they are looking a really good team. So I don't know what to predict, but it might be a draw. But I feel like Tottenham might get to win on this one because they are, Mohamed Kudus, Xavi Simons as well. They're starting to look good this season. So for this game, I'm gonna go for. It's so tough to predict, but I think Tottenham are gonna get this win. So, hmm. Let's see. My first thought is that should I go for 3-1 Tottenham? But let me just have a look at Aston Villa's last few games. Have they ever conceded 3 goals? Let me just have a look. Let's just see. Have they conceded 3 goals? Oh yeah, they did at home. Yeah, they've already did it once. Hmm. For this game, I'm gonna go for a Tottenham win of. Hmm. There's so many 2-1s, so many 2-1s. But yeah, yeah, Villa are a good team. Yeah, yeah, they're gonna score, but you know what? I think Tottenham are gonna get this win. So maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna go for yeah. Let's go for 3-1. Even though I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, let's go. Actually, yeah, let's go for 3-1. If it is 2-1, then I'll be fuming. But yeah, it's gonna be 3-1 Tottenham. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. Cause if it's at Villa Park, then maybe I would have gone for a different score. But since this game is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they're gonna win. So yeah, 3-1 Tottenham. Goal scores. I'm gonna go for Mohamed Kudus, with Charlison and maybe Fellaini. Versus Villa, I'm gonna go for Ollie Watkins to score. So yeah, 3-1 Tottenham. They're gonna get this win. They're definitely gonna win this game. Right, the big game, and they're also going to be a live watch on it as well. So make sure you guys tune in. It's Liverpool versus Manchester United. Like I said before, one team is trying to bounce back after losing 3 games in a row before the international break. The other team is looking to get Ruben Amorim his first ever back-to-back win because Sunderland, he beat Sunderland, which is the promoted team, but yeah, he's only managed to get only 1 win per month, especially in the Premier League. So, listen, the pressure for me is more on Liverpool than Man United. Because Liverpool, I still think they'll win the league. But if they keep dropping points, if they keep losing games, especially to Man United, boy, then the pressure is on slot because you cannot spend, you know, all this money, especially breaking 2 transfer fees in a row, especially signing the likes of Isak, Florian Wirtz, Kirkes, these brilliant signings, and then let them not do well because following what so far hasn't particularly doing that great in the Premier League, and I'm talking about 007. Isak yet to score in the Premier League because he only scored I believe against Southampton or something like that. So he's yet to turn up. But listen, Man United, though, even though they do turn up in big games, it's at Old Trafford, though. If this game was at Old Trafford, then maybe I'd have gone for a draw. But listen, this is at Anfield, and the last time that Man United won at Old Trafford, sorry, at Anfield was in 2016. So it's getting close to a decade ago, which is absolutely crazy. So listen, I've no doubt that Liverpool are going to win this game, and they have to. They really have to. So for this game, I'm gonna go for 1-0. I don't think they're gonna destroy Man United like putting 3 or 4 past them the way they did, last season. So, and if Liverpool fans are watching this, they'll take a 1-0. They'll obviously take a 1-0. Because they know they have to win. The pressure more on Slot than Ruben Amorim, because Ruben Amorim, I would have thought that he was got his team to top five, but it seems he cannot do 2 games in a row, But listen, the pressure's on for Liverpool. They have, if they want to win the league, they cannot afford to keep dropping points, especially dropping points against Man United. Because the last time that Liverpool won at Anfield was that 7-0, and that was on the Eric Ten Hag 7-0. In the 23 to 24 season, it was 0-0. The last season, it was 2-0. So Liverpool have to bounce back and they have to win. And they feel like they are gonna get this win. So for this game on Sunday, I'm gonna go for 1-0. And the other goal scorer for me is gonna be Mo Salah, because he likes to turn up against Man United. Whether it's at Anfield or Old Trafford, he likes to turn up. So yeah, for that game on Sunday, I'm gonna go for 1-0. And can you imagine if Liverpool let Man United get back-to-back wins under Ruben Amorim? Boy, we need to talk, man. We need to talk. The pressure should be on for Liverpool more, because you cannot spend all this money and expect to allow Liverpool to get Man United to get back-to-back wins, especially in the Premier League under Ruben Amorim. You just can't. So Liverpool have to win, and I feel like they will do. So yeah, 1-0. It's not going to be easy as that, as many people think. Then on Monday Night Football, we've also got another London derby: East versus West, West Ham United versus Brentford. Of course, Nuno Espirito Santo is the new manager. Got a draw against Everton, went away to Arsenal and lost. But now Nuno Espirito Santo will get his first ever, debuted at the London Stadium, and they're at home against Brentford. Now, Brentford lost against Manchester City only by 1-0. Now, I don't know what to expect for this one, because Nuno Espirito Santo, I'm not quite sure how he's going to be doing, but you know, let's just see if he can, make a massive difference to West Ham. You know what I mean? Because he did that, for Forest last season. Let's see what he can do this season. So, since this game is at the London Stadium, and since Nuno will get his Premier League debut at the London Stadium, since he's the new manager, as I'm calling this right now on Thursday, and this game is on the Monday, I'm gonna go for a West Ham win. I'm not quite sure how they're gonna do it, but Nuno Espirito Santo is gonna have pressure. If he doesn't get a win at the London Stadium, then boy, I don't know how on earth the fans will react, but he has to win this game in order for the West Ham fans to not put, a massive pressure on him, especially. So yeah, for this game, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 West Ham win. I don't know why though, but I feel like Nuno at home, he's a good manager. Did well for Forest last season. Let's see what he can do for West Ham. But yeah, 2-1 to West Ham. I don't know how, but I have this feeling they are going to get this win. So yeah, 2-1. Brentford's goal scorer, I'm going to go for Igor Jesus. For West Ham, I'm gonna go for Jared Bowen and Luis Paqueta. So yeah, 2-1 to West Ham. It might change after that. Maybe this game might be a draw, but West Ham at home, especially on the new no, might be different. So yeah, 2-1 West Ham is gonna be my prediction for that game. Alright, so that is all my predictions. Let me go for the one more time. So Saturday's games, early kickoff, I went for 2-1 Chelsea win against Forest. Then 3 p.m. kickoff games, I've gone for a 1-1 draw between Brighton and Newcastle United. They went for a 2-0 belly win against Leeds. They've gone for a 2-2 draw between Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. Should be a really good game. Then I've gone for Man City 2-1 win against Everton. Then I've gone for Sunderland 2-1 win against Wolves. And then I've gone for a Arsenal 2-1 win against Fulham in the London Derby. Then Super Sunday, I've gone for Tottenham 3-1 against Aston Villa. Then a 1-0 Liverpool win against Man United, the game of the weekend. And last and not least, I've gone for a 2-1 West Ham win against Brentford in the London Derby on the Monday Night Football. So that is all my Premier predictions for game week number 8. So I guess that's it for this video. If you're excited that the Premier League is back, make sure you hit the like button. Is if you and also if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Road to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. I might not get it before my birthday, but hopefully I might get 1,000 subscribers before either Christmas or the New Year. So make sure you guys keep on subscribing. Keep on hitting the bell notification as well, because tomorrow there will be a preview for the Forest Chelsea game. Live watch alone and a match reaction on Saturday. Then on Super Sunday, Liverpool vs Man United. Live watch along. So make sure you guys are tuning into that one. But yeah, people, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your game. Enjoy watching your teams play. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'm out of here, people. Peace.